All right, we finally got ourselves a holiday update. 2020.48.26. I'm gonna hook up the Wi-Fi via the phone, and then we'll install this when I get home. Catch you on the flip side. We finally got the Tesla holiday update the day after Christmas. Anyway, they've changed the format for how this works. So, release note improvements. Release notes now includes improved browsing and access. Okay. They did remove the Tesla T on the Model X and S as well as the Model 3s. All right, we got a new game, Polytopia, and Cat Quest, and Solitaire. Driving visualization improvements, which is something that I guess we'll see in a minute. I've seen a lot of Model 3 owners complain about theirs, and other people like theirs, so we'll find out. Instrument cluster has been refreshed. Autopilot set speed, autopilot availability. Now we displayed next to the driving speed, okay. Select items have been slightly moved, but will continue to look and behave the same. Scheduled departure improvements. You can now precondition your battery and warm the cabin, even when your car is unplugged. This would have been nice a year ago, but now we've got a plug where we park, so it's fine. To account for the different utility rate plans, you can set the time. Okay, that is nice. You can do your time of use metering. They've changed our supercharger display improvements. We're actually going to a supercharger, so we'll look at the supercharger map there when we're not at home. And basically, you'll get a number like this on every supercharger, and I'm assuming that the out of order will still have the no sign, but you'll no longer have the little bars underneath that show how many cars are available, or how many stalls are available. Supercharger display improvements. Let's see what that is. Oh wait, sorry, that's what we just looked at. Vehicle information. The Tesla T has been removed from the top status bar. Tap control software for the same information, which we've already been doing. Our navigation data hasn't changed. Let's get started. We're going to do a deep dive because, as I mentioned already, everyone's been doing their quick looks. So rather than waste your time, I would rather show you something that might be different, and we'll take a look. We'll catch you on the flip side. The car's not even on, and I'm already seeing some settings, some differences. The battery display looks a little crisper, so it's probably smaller. And then the time and temperature appear different. I don't know what's different about them. I think the temperature used to be over here where the car off message is. So let's turn it on. Okay. So we've got a different look to the car avatar. I want to check something here on the. All right. So let's see if I open the door. What happens? Nothing there. But it does show on the car avatar here. And the Model X knows exactly where its doors are, but it doesn't show them on the avatar. But it does show my window position. I pulled it up and it went down further. It doesn't show exactly where the window is, but it does show a representation of it. That might just be because of whatever reason that the Model S and X can't, they're not able to roll their own windows up, but they can vent them. So that might be, maybe it doesn't have enough position. All right, let's close it. All right, so we do have the animations. They're just not the same as the Model 3. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with the flashing lights, and then we've got some errands to run before the stores close, and then we will get into the deep dive. Catch you on the flip side. Even on Model S and X, just like Model 3, the display is considerably smaller and apparently a different font than last time. I don't dislike it. We'll see if it has the ghosting effect that they used to have. It doesn't appear they have the ghosting effect. Wow, it's rendering cars in the complete opposite lane. There's a divided road we're on right here. All right, so we have the arcs, just like the Model 3 has on their display. instead of the, I'm already holding the wheel, instead of what we had before. I actually like the Synergy. Yellow light. And we'll skip to where the car sees the flashing yellow lights. So far, this isn't new, watching the cross traffic. It does watch them longer than it used to. So far, I think what I'm seeing is it aligns better with what we saw on Cybertruck and what we've seen of the City Streets full self-driving beta. Some of you might be noticing that I have 2,000 or so less miles than my social media post where I showed the car's history. A little bit of the Model S 90D's data leaked into the account for this one before I was able to get it separated fully. And that's what you see. It's not a big deal. Because when I pulled all the other reports, except for the lifetime where I've been and how many miles, all those reports I pulled from the day I picked up this car. Which is still missing the from the store to my mom's house. So yes, that doesn't sound like Joe mode. It sounds like you're yelling at me. The light's green. Go. All right, I like that yellow. All right, so we got the yellow flashing lights. We're gonna acknowledge it. I like that the go. All right, so yeah, no luck there. People got upset and passed us. We'll try it going back the other way. But I did like that yellow autopilot instead of it just saying no. It went yellow, like, hey, I know what you're trying to do, and no, we're not going to do it. All right, we shall pop a UE and try it the other direction. Still from the center lane. Okay. And we'll resume where we were going. Acknowledge, accelerate. All right, so this is a complete regression with the flashing yellow light handling. It is terrible. That was the worst I've seen in a long time. The map seems a little more zoomed out than previously. But I think the whole interface is a little more zoomed out than previously. Interesting. All right, so we're going to run some errands, and we will catch you the next time we see something interesting. Okay, let's see what happens when we command the car to close the doors. They just click close like always. Same for the center stack. So we only get the new animation for the car when it's on. So let's turn it on. I think that's probably because our running avatar and our powered off avatar are different, whereas our running avatar is the same as the Model 3. So let's take a look at this supercharger enhancements. So we see that there are 7 stalls available at Woodbridge out of 10. We can navigate to it. Before we do that, you can actually click on the amenities now. So if I clicked on Wi-Fi, it'll show me all the places it's claiming they have Wi-Fi. Let's click it again. And all the places it's claiming have restrooms. Fair enough. So let's navigate there and see if supercharging has changed in the last couple of versions. I doubt it, but we'll find out. It's right around the corner. And then we'll get into the games and whatever else we see, and then we'll get into our deep dive after that, because we put our frozen goodies in the frunk, and it's frozen out, so they should be good, except for any sort of heating that might occur inside the frunk, which should be minimal. And we'll catch you on the flip side at the Woodbridge Supercharger. Even with the newer maps, the car still doesn't know where the Woodbridge Supercharger is. We're going to plug into 5A here. And the bonus of doing this at night when the update came in is I don't have to clean the screens for you guys. I was going to, but it became redundant. Somebody's Shopify advertisement. I don't appreciate these. The sound sounded fine. And they didn't adjust my settings either. But something just seemed to pop a little better on one of the songs that came up before or in between shoots. All right, good to go there. Let's see what we're getting. Probably not much. It's cold out. And this car is supercharger limited. Or it was. Let's see how high we get. Eh. 118. Yeah, so she's still limited. All right, let's take a look at the games. What do we got to work with here? All right, let's take a look and see what games we got today. We're going to go to entertainment. All right, solitaire. Pretty straightforward. Same game it's been for many years. Oh, it's got sound. I like the little Tesla deck. Okay, so you can do themes. Well, you can do red Tesla if you wanted. You can do someplace else other than Mars. Or further deeper in Mars, I suppose. I like that one. Oops. You can get hints, you can undo. Do sounds. I'm left-handed. Oh, look at that. And that's pretty much the way I like it to look anyway. Draw 3. Moves in time, scoring, none. All right. Brainium. Oh, that's who made it. Okay. I liked Fallout Shelter enough that I went ahead and got it on the phone. Same for Stardew Valley. Cuphead I played with a controller in the car. It's really difficult. Very frustrating. Let's take a look at Cat Quest. Deep into a grand adventure of games, magic, and cats in pursuit of. Plug in a compatible game controller to the. See what we're working with here. Well, this certainly was a fun game. My camera didn't do a very good job of recording it because it was so bright. You definitely do need the controller, and it does ignore the touchscreen. But if you like to play games in your car and you have a controller, plug it in and give it a try. All right, so I didn't bring my game controller, so I can't show you Cat Quest. But I do have a game controller right at the house, so we might fix this. Where's that other one? Polytopia. To play online, create a Tesla game profile. This is, I think, the first online game we've had since public releases. Let's see if my name is taken or not. It's not. So the video I saw of what is Polytopia had no sound. Oh, that's cool. Our screen DPI is 145, and we got a resolution of 1200 by 1611. I don't know what we're doing. Let's do a new game. Random. I've been chosen to rule the Hoodrick tribe. This appears to be a turn-based strategy game. Okay, so you can zoom out. There's not much zooming in. Yeah, it's a turn-based strategy game. So you got a tech tree. Okay, I already do have a city. Okay. I like that the binnacle display doesn't turn off, so I can still see them charging at 76 kilowatt. Oh, that was fast. Okay, so it's very much like a Civ game. I will definitely play more of this later. After I finish this turn. It's always one more turn. One more turn. Alright, so we'll exit this game. Spotify is playing on another device. I get that a lot when the other device is this car on another network. Or just this car. Luna's got us on live. Hey, everybody. Schedule. And we could say, I want to leave at 8. And then the car will charge off peak and it'll precondition by 8 a.m. So we're going to turn that off because I'm not actually going anywhere. And you can set the settings for how often you want to do it all week, turn it on or off, and if it's on or off peak charging and what days that is. And you can change your off peak hours. Utility off peak hours end at, which makes sense. You don't need to put the whole schedule if it's only tracking for when the car needs to stop charging. It says 7 stalls available, but the other vehicles that were here when we pulled in are gone. There's nobody left. And it's not broken. Well, I guess it could be broken, but it doesn't say out of order. So those are the software changes that we can see. As soon as we get a little bit more charge here, we're going to try some smart summon to targets and some come to me summons. Not summons as in I'm calling the thing wrong, like I want to bring it to court, but summon events. So I want to try and call it to me a couple times. I want to try to smart summon it a couple times. So we'll catch you on the flip side. We're going to do a smart summon to target. So let's take a look and Go into summon, smart summon, summon. All right, so we're here at the supercharger. Luna, if you'll hold the foot of the camera so it doesn't fall down. Push here. And we're just going to go to the other side of all of this. So we're going to move this. Oh, I'm on location. Summon, smart summon. Let's just go to that parking lot and see how it does. Perfect. We're gonna check for crazies because this is like a speedway for some reason, and we'll go to Target and see what happens. Someone failed. Someone is stopping. I've released the phone from the holder so I can do this better. And so this is really a bug fix release on top of the new UI. All the same stuff is still there. So I pulled us out of the spot. It's driving us around. Oh, it's a right turn signal. I thought it was flashes. I thought that was an improvement. Or an adjustment, rather, I should say, not improvement. Well, it is doing what it was told to do. Slowing for intersection. Not quite the path I expected it to choose, but it's doing exactly what it told us it would do. So it seems that smart summon to target is either a lot less sure of itself, or it's got a lower speed limit. This includes the last update where we showed this. But it did gently arrive at the spot and put the brakes on rather than slamming them down. So I'm going to get Luna to use her phone and record us doing a come to me smart summon and see how it behaves with that in just a moment. Get my shoe back on. Close the doors to use summon, it says. It'll close just by me walking away. Alright, so I'm back at the supercharger. There's Luna in the car. I don't see any other speed demons. Let's give it a go. See which way it goes, too. Interesting choices. Let me get further away. making sure it doesn't curb itself. I don't want to be yet another Tesla with curbed wheels. It's not a dig on you guys, but, well, I pride myself in not having curved wheels, so it is what it is. Listen, please. All right, so it didn't fail, but I wouldn't call this a success. Let's see if it opens the door for me after it finishes. Okay, nice smooth stop. Do you open the door? Do you even unlock? You are unlocked, but you're not gonna open the door? What if I tell you to do it with a key? No? Okay, with the key it does. Oh, music. No music. Okay, interesting. That's the opposite of no music. That's just different music. What do you think, Lena? How does it compare to some of the other ones you've seen?
I think it's better more than last time.
Really? What part? That it was smooth? How about how well it was able to find me? It looked like it was having some trouble. Did it look like it had it, or?
When they'll try to turn there, when they try to go back, it's like a kero.
Like a Kero is a frog in Thai language. So it felt like a frog jumping? Like it wasn't smooth motion? Or just forward, back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what about, how did it look when it got stuck in that corner to you?
It look like they know they don't.
They knew that you couldn't go that way? Did it beep when it got close? It didn't beep it itself? It just didn't run over the curb? Okay. So next up, we're going to do some navigate on autopilot and some more autopilot and see how it does. One thing I found with regular autopilot in the city is that it's harder to steer out of autopilot now. It's not as something that you can do accidentally. It's not hard to do it on purpose, but it's harder to do it on accident. I gave it the little bit of force that it required, and it fought me, and then eventually it let out. So that's what we're working with here, and we'll catch you on the flip side. So the car said it had the on-ramp to get on the highway. It didn't. The on-ramp to the highway is also shared with the little bit of a split to get to. Oh, it still does the doubling back crap. It still does doubling back stuff. The on-ramp to the highway was actually split with another mall, and after it did the navigate on autopilot tone, it passed the on-ramp and started to go to the mall. So I manually took over and steered it onto the on-ramp, and it's been fine up until then. So let's see how it handles this curve here. No change. Still quite aggressive as if it was sharp, even though it's not. And it really doesn't like the way this Audi is coming up on me with the lights. He's not being, well, I guess he is driving, not an Audi, actually, it's a Volkswagen. He is driving a little aggressively, but he's not being a jerk about it. He's just being impatient, I guess. Anyway, so the car was doubling back for no reason. All right, so the animations look about the same, and there's more detail to the car. There's less stutter to them. And as Tesla told us, everything is moved around and changed in size. All right, so we'll catch you at the turn the car says that it can't handle, or says that we'll catch you at the turn that the car makes that it's not supposed to, and if anything else happens interesting along the way. All right, so the navigate on autopilot logic is the same as ever. This Jeep was going slowly, and we've got room before the pass, or the room before the exit, so it passed, and it wants to get back because we do have that turn. I'm not used to these Model 3 ultrasonic indications. That'll take some getting used to. So at some point it should urge it. Yep, there it goes. It should urge us to get into the lane. Come on, you can do it. So I just jiggle the wheel when that happens because I haven't found any way that actually works for my car. Like, you're supposed to just be able to just keep your hand on the wheel and do it, but for me it seems to just sit there unless something changes about my pressure. Right, and coming up is the turn. We'll start the film when that happens. All right, so it wants to get over a reasonable distance from the exit, 1.6 miles, not 10 or 3. Hey. The auto high beams are still jerks. You might not have seen it, but they were on when I hit the record button, and then they turned themselves off when it saw its own reflection in the light, in the road signs. They go again, bright lights, dazzling everybody. There they go again. I'll cut them off in a minute if they keep it up. Here's our turn. We got a signal. There's a truck. Okay, past where we need to go, so that's fine. I thought it was going to give us trouble. Okay. See how smooth or not it is. Signal, yep. Okay, thought they might have patched it for a second. Whoa, wild gyrations trying to find the lane. Okay. Come on. And we don't actually want to go to the grocery store, so we'll cancel this and go somewhere else. Wow. All right. And we'll make a U-turn up here. I would have turned sooner, but this slower car behind us was just sitting there blocking my turn. Papa Niue. All right, it still reads the speed signs just fine. Whoa, let's not do 54 and a 40. Interesting. Anyway, I will catch you guys on the flip side for the conclusion, unless something interesting happens between now and then, and we'll recap and catch you on the flip side. So the animations appear on the passenger side as well. And we're almost to the driveway, so we'll catch you for the summary in just a moment. I want to thank our Patreons before we get started. Jason B at the $5 level and Fred B at the $10 level. And I want to say that somebody had tweeted at Elon that this is half a fire at best, because Elon had previously tweeted this is double fire emoji. And Elon agreed that if you don't have the front speaker, it probably is 1 to 1/2 fire emojis. The new interface is pretty. The new games are fun. But the autopilot didn't have any changes. The rest of the vehicle didn't have any changes. I'm not saying there were none. I didn't find any in my regular testing. If there's anything that you want to see tested in these deep dives, put a comment down below. Tell me what you want to see me test, and I'll try and add it to the cycle if it's reasonable and repeatable. And so I want to say that when you try to use the voice commands with no cell service, it says no connectivity now rather than any sort of weird errors. It just doesn't beep or anything. It just no connectivity, and that way you're not wasting your time with it. The increased pressure to steer out of auto steer was interesting. The auto steer and autopilot, navigated autopilot, none of them seem appreciably different. I don't know if that ducking, I would consider that different. It seemed the same to me. it still does the stupid merge behind slow people that it is already passing and will pass before it gets to the exit. Garbage. Stop that crap, please, Tesla. If I'm passing somebody and I will pass them before I get to the exit, just pass them and get in front and then merge to get off the interstate. Don't slow down 10 to 20 miles an hour to get behind some slowpoke. It's not the right way to do it. The games are fun, and I would say this is a quarter fire emoji at best if you don't have the exterior sound system. There are Model S's and Model X's that do have it, but they are extremely new. Because even some of the earliest Model Ys, which were all should have shipped with the sound, did not. And so if you look under and you want the sounds on your Model 3 and your Model Y, even the really, really late Model S's and Model X's, I doubt that the Model S's and Model X's that don't have the speaker have the wiring, but on the Model Y and the Model 3, there are some that have the pre-wiring but no speaker, and you can just plug it in and you're good to go. But if you have no speaker, you don't get anything to do with the interface, so I can't even show you what it looks like. So look at somebody else's video for that, and I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching. Over here are some videos that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy, and over here is a subscription bubble. Catch you on the next one.